And the writers that we have been with us for a very, very long time. They have written for us for a very long time. They know what our expectations are. We do not write dissertations for blog posts because no one will read them. We do throw in, for some of our programs, some really long guide style blog posts, but for the most part, we're talking about 500 words, bulleted lists, easy on the eyes, easy to read. It's not really giving anybody a brain cramp, and that's okay. People need easy content. So that's kind of how I feel about blog posts. You don't have to write a dissertation in order for it to really resonate with your audience. When it comes to what I call company news for blog posting, what we ask and what we expect of our clients is very little, but it's so important because what we want are the pictures. So when I say company news, what I mean is this right here or this right here. And maybe you handing one of these bags to a social worker or just standing in front of a building where you're about to go in. You don't have to take pictures of other people necessarily, but it's telling us what your recent activity is translates into the following. You send us pictures or you add pictures to your blog if you're not a content client of ours, of the things that you're doing out in your community. You don't have to write 500 words about that visit. You can if you want to. That's certainly awesome, but you don't have to. So what we ask of our clients is we need like 4 or 5 sentences. Tell us where you were, what you were doing, who were you visiting, how was it? Where was it? So if you have ever taken any kind of writing or journalism class, you'll know that you want to answer the questions who, what, why, where, how, and when. If you can answer even 3 of those questions, who were you visiting, what were you doing, where were you at, that's plenty. Because the posts that you send in, while ours are more educational, the posting that you do about your experience in your community is more engaging to your local community because it's people in your area. It's your local area. It's pictures of buildings and people they might recognize if they're in the industry. They're another referral source. They're a community member. So you don't have to write a dissertation in order for that to really make a difference. What we have happen is all of the blog posting that we do on your website, boop, goes straight out to Facebook. It goes out to LinkedIn automatically. It gets posted on Pinterest. So people in your community see those blog posts. So the other examples I have here on my screen are infographics, videos, ebooks and white papers, and case studies. Probably 99% of you are never going to write an ebook or a case study. And that's okay. You don't have to. If that's something you feel like you have time to do, then I highly recommend doing it. That's absolutely okay. Infographics are sort of like, I don't want to say a PowerPoint presentation, but a long picture or a picture of a process that kind of illustrates how home care works or illustrates what lighthouse keeping really means. So it's an illustration of a concept and it makes it easier for the consumer to understand. We don't do a lot of infographics, but we certainly do a lot of imagery. So infographics are pretty fun, and some people really like to do them. If you are a user of Canva, canva.com, they already have pre-made infographics that you can just change the content of them or the colors, and they're already in the right format if that's something that you really, really want to do. But blog posting with images is super important. Another example of a great blog post is Caregiver of the Month, Employee of the Month. If you're not out in the world and able to take pictures today, that's okay. Which caregiver did you honor? What did they receive? Do you have a picture of them receiving that? I always have told people this for years. I kind of quit saying it during COVID. But I've always said to our clients, if you can either go to that caregiver while they're working with a senior in the home, you do not have to get a picture of the senior in the home, and take a picture of them, give them a little spring bouquet of flowers and a gift card, and take a happy smiling picture of them, that speaks volumes to your audience online. You are making someone happy. You have just given them a small gift. It doesn't have to be outrageous. Maybe it's a gas card. Maybe it's a small Visa gift card. Maybe it's whatever it is you do. Maybe it's chocolates, and a little bouquet of flowers. We're talking grocery store flowers here. We are not calling the florist and having something made that's going to cost you $100. We're talking simple and easy. If you do that and you take a picture of that smiling caregiver, that is the most amazing contribution to your community, to your caregivers, and to the people who are going to see your social media. In our case, that content doesn't stop with social media. We also make sure all those blog posts end up in your next newsletter. And yes, monthly newsletters do work. And when I say quality content, if you were to look at, if a client of ours were to look at their Google Analytics pretty carefully, they would see that the traffic on their website goes up every month. Once a month, it goes, woo, there's a big spike in traffic. And that's the day their newsletter goes out. People really do open them. They really do look at them, and they really do enjoy them, especially if you have pictures of people, places, and things that they might recognize in your local area. So that is what quality content is to me. And hopefully that is understandable for everybody. Videos. Now, the world has become a video world. We all know this. Many of you don't want to have your face on camera. You never, ever, ever want to be on video in a million years. And I understand that. But videos of pretty much anything that is educational or happy, or maybe it's a collage of pictures that you put together of an event that you attended. So you don't have to be in the video, but maybe it's a bunch of pictures you took at ABCD event. That is wonderful. If you can manage to create a small video of pictures, or a video of yourself answering one frequently asked question about home care, that is totally amazing. And you should do that. You should post it. If you're our client, please send us the link to the video so we can post it for you. Video is where it's at. I can't stress that enough. I know I'm not going to convince non-video people to do videos, but if you can do a video, you should do them as often as you can with real quality content.
Valerie,
yes.
We have a question going back to the emails. Is an email campaign the best way to send out your newsletter, or just posting it?
Oh, you should email out your newsletter. Sorry, I'm dripping on myself. You should definitely email it out. We email our newsletters out once a month. So that is, I'm not a believer in creating a PDF document and sending it out in an email. or posting it. You can do that, but to me, just emailing it directly to someone's email is the best way to do that. They're not going to go to your website. Listen, we're in the home care business. This is not a sexy business. This is not a sexy, crazy business that people are going to go, oh, I got to go back to that website today. That's not what's happening. So in order to get people to see what it is you have to say, you have to send it to them in some way. You have to email it to them. I'm not even a big fan of print materials. However, I do see a bit of a resurgence in print materials going out. And if you want to spend that kind of money, that's totally okay. But I would say be selective. Don't do 2,000 mass mailers to a certain zip code in full color and spend that kind of dough. There are way better things you could spend that money on. So yes, I believe in emailing out your newsletter.
Valerie, another question back to videos. What's the best platform to use to make a video?
Ooh, that's rough. Okay. So Facebook is where, so you should use your phone if you don't have any camera equipment. I don't expect people to have camera equipment, but you can use your phone. I used to tell everybody, let's see, can you see my little bitty face? Hold on. You can see my little bitty face up in the corner of your screen. I used to tell everybody that this is the